Hey y'all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Denise. Hope everybody's having a really good afternoon so far and you've had a great morning. I wanted to pop in here really quickly because I want to kind of share my story with a few of you that have a moment to join me. And it's about physical pain. And I'm sure most of you saw my title that said um, I feel your pain. I wanted to share this testimony with several of you because I know there are so many people out there that experience physical pain, and I mean, there's so many struggles for them every day. I mean, there's struggles, struggle to get up, struggle to get out of bed, struggle to dress themselves, struggle to carry out their everyday tasks and responsibilities, and quite frankly, many of them are priorities, and that they struggle with it. And a lot of people don't know because they don't see it on your face. You don't walk around looking, doom and gloom. You don't walk around looking, slightly helpless or highly helpless. You don't walk around with that look on your face, but yet you have a lot of pain that's going on physically. And I don't know how many people I've shared my story with, but back in 2020, I had a really bad car accident. And I mean, really bad. In fact, the paramedics back then said to me, "Oh, ma'am, you're so lucky," and I had to laugh because I was like, I don't believe in luck, but I know that this was definitely divine favor from God that, I did not lose life or limb or uh, this was a great day because I had my seatbelt on. And many of you know how I feel about seatbelts. That's a whole nother conversation. But in this particular instance, if I had not had it on, I truly would have been ejected from my vehicle. And I wasn't because I had my seatbelt on. But through all of that really bad accident, my car was totaled. I, you know, I'm very stubborn. So many people that experience physical pain, we are very stubborn people, right? We're stubborn, but we're not stupid. And so we continue to try to move and do and we try to work, we try to put on this that everything is going to be okay, especially believers, because we have a strong belief and trust that God is going to work through us. He's going to work it out. And then sometimes in our stubbornness, because he gives us free will, sometimes we push the envelope a little bit. And I know I kept working myself. I kept working. And many of you are doing the same thing. You're working and you're sometimes pushing that limit. And so I want to encourage you a couple of things I wanted to share with you because I too am in that same boat where, you know, um, I don't walk around with that look of pain on my face, but it's there. And many of you are in that place. And so I just wanted to encourage you on a few things to help get you through because um, that pain is real. It's real. And um, I want you to, first of all, shout out to those people that are trying to, keep hope alive and trying to keep that smile on your face, even though you're going through quite a lot of physical pain. It could be physical, it could be emotional, it could be anything. Pain is pain and pain is real. So I say I feel your pain because that's the empathy side of me. And I pray that you all that are going through those types of physical ailments that you are empathetic to other people and and really not understand, but you feel their pain because understanding is more sympathetic, like you feel sorry for somebody. But empathetic means I'm going through it, I feel it, I know what you might be thinking in some cases. I know what you might be feeling in some cases, my brother and my sister. And so, for those individuals, I just want to say no matter what anyone says, you don't have to look like you feel. I don't care what anybody says. You don't have to go around looking like, the world is over and your hair's not done for the females in the house or and the fellas. You're not groomed. You're just, Um, we don't have to look like we feel, right? We want to look like we want to feel. You want to feel great. So you want to look like you want to feel. And that's why a lot of times people go, I just can't believe you had that car accident, or I just can't believe that you're not working, you're not doing this. I can't believe it because you look great. And I go, it's by God's glory. It's all him. It's God's grace, his glory, his favor upon my life that I he wakes me up in the morning and I still want to put my bling on. Even if I'm not leaving the house, I still want to look refreshed. And so, no matter what anybody tells you, if you're going through physical pain and you are able to dress yourself, or someone help get you dressed, look good, look your best so you can feel your best. A lot of times when you look in that mirror and you've kind of, really put your favorite hat on, or your favorite earrings, and or for the fellas, your favorite shirt or collared shirt, blazer, whatever, you just feel better. Okay, you do. It's a mental thing. Your mind controls a lot of how you feel. I know for me it does. And so I want to say hang in there. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Hang in there. um you know for me, I'm not disabled, so I'm not going to walk around looking like I'm disabled, like I'm on my last thread or something, or I'm not going to go around looking like that. I'm not going to tell you all the time that I'm in pain, and many of us, we don't have to go tell people. Unless we have some really close the tribe circles out there that you want to be praying for you, or making sure, if you're stubborn like me, to make sure that you're doing the right thing all the time. So you definitely might want to have someone in your circle that you can confide in. Obviously, you want to confide, for the believers in the house, you want to confide in God first. And, obviously, he never sleeps, he never slumbers. So he's always ready to listen, and always readily available to help you, support you, carry you through, send resources your way. So you want to start with him. And then you want to have that circle of tribe where you got that honest person who's going to tell you the truth. I got that honest one in my circle who's going to, really transparent, direct's going to keep me in line. Then I've got that cheerleader in my life who's going to cheer me on. Denise, you can do it. I'm so glad you look great today. And, I wouldn't know that you were feeling so bad. So I'm so glad you look much better than you feel. So you've got that cheerleader there. So you want that strong tribe if you're going through physical pain. I'm only talking about physical pain today because I can feel you. I get it. I get it for those individuals. I also want to tell you something that's been helping me over especially the last 8 months, is stay connected. Stay connected. I don't care what anybody says to you. You should hide in a house. You shouldn't come out. You shouldn't do anything. Listen, being active is the best thing that you can do to your limit. Now, you don't want to push past your limit, because some people say press through the pain, and I don't agree with that at all. I think that's just, it doesn't make sense. I mean, when I say press through the pain, some people, they're seriously in pain and they're dragging and they're that's not what I mean. But I mean, stay connected, but pace yourself. Pace yourself. Like for me, the best thing for me to stay connected is when I go to church. And yeah, I have to treat myself beforehand. You talk to your doctor about what your treatment plan looks like. But for my treatment plan, I do what I need to do in order for me to get through as pain free as possible. If I'm not taking myself to church, if I'm taking myself, definitely I need to treat myself before. But some people will drive me to church, right? And or to the different church functions that I might attend. But I make sure I treat myself beforehand, and then I get to church. I enjoy service. I make sure I pace myself. I'm not standing too long, sitting too long, any of that. But stay connected. Whatever it is that you enjoy that keeps your mind, your mental right, your emotional right, your spiritual right, then do it. But don't overextend yourself. Absolutely not. Because some people who are like me, who are stubborn, sometimes we might get close to that line, and then we pay for it later. And we don't want that. We don't want to make things worse. We want to always do things sensibly. So I had to share that, because sometimes we tend to retract. And when we do that, we get ourselves outside of some stronger circles that might be healthy, heart healthy, emotional healthy, spiritually healthy for us. So I do want to highly recommend that you stay connected to decrease your focus on pain. Decrease your focus on pain. That's what helps me. And I also said pace yourself. I said that already. The next thing I'm going to say really quickly, again, hang in there. I feel your pain. Get your rest. Get your rest. You know, we definitely need to rest. Sometimes we're restless when we're in pain, in physical pain. We're talking about physical pain, whether you've had a car accident, whether, there might be some health conditions that are causing you physical chronic pain, whatever it is that's causing your physical pain. It's so important to get the rest that you need. Now, does the rest you need mean you always have to sleep laying down, for 8 to 10 hours? I'm not saying that. I'm not a doctor. For me, and I'm not a medical doctor, excuse me. For me, my rest means make sure that I'm not sitting for too long, not standing for too long, not lying for too long, except for when it's time to have some dedicated nighttime rest. Take my naps throughout the day if I'm able to do that, and just keep your body rested. That also means resting your mind. When you're in physical pain, your mind needs to be rested. And for me, I do a lot of relaxation techniques, where, I'm truly mindful of that moment, meaning I'm mindful of my breathing. I'm mindful of quite frankly, I even zone into some of the pains. And what I realized when I zone into those pains, I'm just talking about me. I might notice, okay, that I might have prickling in my fingers. I might have a pain in my knee. I might have a headache, or, a dull pain here or there. I actually, when I'm doing my relaxation techniques, sometimes I'll zone into each one of those pains, realizing that they're all separate, and I identify them, and then I begin to the mind over pain. And I'm going to tell you, I focus on different things. I begin to meditate. I begin to pray. And for me, it helps me. And so I don't know if that's helpful for somebody, but you really want to make sure that you get your rest and you rest your mind. And then sometimes for me, like I said, focusing on those individual parts of the pain really helped me break them down and dissolve them at that moment. Again, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor. And those of you that have home exercises that you can do, for me, I have those as well. And I try not to do the stretch till it hurts. That's another crazy thing I've heard before. You stretch until it hurts and then stop. No, 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 no. So I want to encourage you. I feel your pain. I get it. Um, don't believe everything you hear, because some people are practicing medicine. And I would say make sure you get second opinions on that stuff, because I was one of those individuals that was told, you do the stretch until it hurts, and I kept trying to figure out, why am I hurting worse and worse and worse and worse? It's because I'm like pushing the pain, like, you might get right to close where it's uncomfortable, but you should not be uncomfortable. So just want to tell that to you. Another thing that's helping me here lately, and this is real important to me, and I pray that it touches you in the right way, um, is to maintain your tribe of individuals that are not stressing you. Okay. So limit stressful circles. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Limit your stressful circles of people. If you allow people, when you're in a painful situation, a physical pain situation, and you just doing everything to press through and try to feel slightly normal, the last thing you need is for some people that are messy and disruptive and devious, and I can just go on, gossipy, and they're angry all the time. And those things right there, it makes your pain go off the scale. Okay. So limit, reduce, zero out, stop, pause for right now if your tolerance is not where it needs to be. Any stressful circles of people, you know, and give them your boundaries. It's okay to tell them your boundaries. I've had to do that a lot lately. Hey, you know what? The answer is no. Peace out. I'm out of here. It could be at a church. It could be at a church where I see things are going sour and they're negative, and it's weighing me down. I get out of there. I don't stay. There's nothing that says you have to stay. Get fed. Get the word of God and get going. if you have nowhere else to go. But surely you have other places you can go, but you want to make sure that you express your boundaries too. That has truly helped me with physical pain. I can't do this for very long, I can't stay there for very long, I can't attend this because that's too long. Whatever the case may be, express your boundaries. If you are in physical pain, tell your loved one, tell your children, tell your neighbors, tell your pastor, let them know what your boundaries are. Okay. Now, if you're stubborn like me, sometimes you'll try to push those boundaries. And that's why you need that cheerleader. And that's why you need that ride or die that's going to be transparent and true with you. Because sometimes you need those tribe members to kind of pull you back and say, look, girl, look, guy, you can't do that. Okay. But it's most important for you to take control of body, your body, your mind. And I'm telling you, because I had to tell myself this, going through physical pain. Okay. For me to tell myself, Denise, hang in there. I feel you. I had to tell myself that because it's so important to get those boundaries out to the family members and the friends. So nobody's trying to put pressure on you to do things that you physically just can't do. That's the limit I can't cross, y'all. I can't go to the mall and walk with y'all for 2 hours. I can't do it. And I'll tell you, even when you go to the grocery store, I get the looks all the time. And I tell you, if I wasn't a changed woman of God, in mind and mind and physically, I probably would have given the middle finger to a lot of people who look at me like, why is she in that motorized cart driving around the grocery store? She looks pretty snazzy and healthy to me. You see people looking at you like that, but they really don't know that you are in a lot of pain and you just can't walk through the grocery store like you used to. You can't, you got a lot of stuff you got to get, and you might have to go drop this off with this cart and switch to another charged cart, go back a second time, but you just can't do it. But I thank God that I just smile at those individuals. I'm a changed person. Glory to God. I pray I stay that way. Smile at them. And I even have conversations with them as I roll by in my cart. Sometimes you got to roll by in the cart. You just can't go walking everywhere. So I just want to encourage you to be okay with where you are temporarily. If it's a temporary setback with your physical pain, then just work through it. Just don't get in front of things and make it worse. And that's really been helpful for me. um, I will also tell you that everybody's pain is different. Everybody's physical pain tolerance is different. How you respond. Don't be so hard on yourself. I'm going to tell you again to hang in there. Hang in there. Don't be so hard on yourself because everybody's tolerance is different. Talk to your doctor about it. Talk to him or her how you can first of all talk to the number one doctor who's all of his medicine works, and he's still in the healing business, and he can do so much greater than what the medical practitioners can do, and that is God. Talk to him first. This is a great opportunity, and it was for me to even get a closer relationship with God and begin to say, listen, this don't feel right, don't look right. I need you to work a miracle again. I need some Red Sea parting moments. I need all that. You got to talk to him. Okay, you got to talk to God, and you got to make sure you do great self-talk with yourself. I do that all the time because nobody can judge your pain but you. You are the one who's in control of your body. You are the one who has to walk in this skin, live in this skin, breathe in this skin. That's you. And so it's so important that you understand that, clearly understand that, and not let anybody make you feel like you got to do something. My Pastor Robinson told me a long time ago. He said, Denise, you've got a lot further in ministry than I thought you would this soon. Most people, it takes them a little bit longer. He said, but one of the things I see with you that's a big thing is you got a lot of gifts that God has given you. And he said, one of the most important things that you can do right now is be good at saying yes and great at saying no. So I'm going to go back to that. Good at saying yes and great at saying no. And when and that right there, that fundamental principle has helped guide me during this season of pain that I'm having, physical pain that I'm having. And so I pray that that blesses somebody today, because many times we'll continue to say yes when we're pushing the limit. And we'll continue to say it because of that peer pressure, and we don't want people to think that we're weakened or whatever the case may be. And I know, I feel your pain, I get it, but you are in control of you, and you only got one you. We can't go to the store. There's, the expiration tag is the expiration tag on this. You'll get a new body on the other side of glory. Okay. But while you're here, you can't just go to the store and exchange it for a newer outfit, a newer body. It doesn't work out like that. So I want to encourage those of you that have physical pain right now to be good at saying yes and great at saying no. Know your boundaries, stick to it, and make sure that your tribe knows what your boundaries are so they can support you in that. They can support you in that. And the last two things I want to say, because I'm coming up on 21 minutes here, and in physical pain, you can only do so much. So you know your limit. You should know your limitations. Is one of the quotes that I live by is that I learn as if I'm going to live forever. Hear me clearly. Learn as if you're going to live forever, and live as if you are going to die tomorrow. So live your life, okay? Live your life to the fullest. Doesn't mean you have to break your body down any further than what it is. There's so many things that you can do virtually that can give you a fresh new outlook on life. There's so many different gatherings that you can have virtually. There's so many things that you can do virtually. Letting people know your boundaries before that virtual event, that virtual girlfriend tea over Zoom or whatever, that virtual chat room with your girlfriends or your guy friends or your colleagues from your job or from your church ministries. You can do so many things still virtual. Yeah, and still have a great quality of life. So you can live to the fullest. It doesn't mean live in the in the bed tired. It doesn't mean live in a secluded place where you don't get out, get the fresh air. Make sure that you live, even when you have physical pain. You know how much your body can take, okay? And don't go past that. It's so important. I'm just recommending that because that's what I do right now. The last thing I want to say, remember, this is so important. And I had to remind myself of this yesterday when I had excruciating spasmic episode in my back and in my neck, is that you've got to remember that stress, depression, anger, anxiety, I can go on and on, fear, unhelpful thoughts, isolation, if you're underdoing something or you're overdoing something, it's going to create more pain signals in your body. It created it in mine. I can tell you, I probably experienced about 4 or 5 of those things right there. I just told you within like maybe 30 minutes. I was upset about something. I was confused about something. I had some unhelpful thoughts. They were unhelpful thoughts. Okay. I was underdoing something. I had overdid something because I thought I was feeling a little bit better. And it was catastrophic. So I'm just giving you what, for me, it hit me really boldly at that moment that all of these things are negative. They're negative, and it attracts negative, and it attracts pain. So Denise, you got to push that out, girl. No more of that. You got to shut that down. Shut it down. No more stress. No more depression. No more anxiety. Shut that fear down. God didn't give you a spirit of fear. He gave you this, he gave you power, love, and sound mind. You got to remember that. Stay true to it. Boom, 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 boom. So I had to begin to talk to myself at that juncture. Y'all, it's okay if you talk to yourself. Try not to answer yourself. But if you're going through physical pain, it is so important that you get a hold of it so it doesn't get a hold of you. I got that from my pastor. He says it all the time. Grief. If you don't get a hold of grief, grief will get a hold of you. And I would say the same thing about physical pain, which is what we're talking about right now. If you don't get a hold of physical pain will get a hold of you. And you cannot allow it to stop you from living. Okay, living within your own boundaries. Stay in charge, my sisters and my brothers. Stay in charge of your own body, your own mind, and your own soul. Come on, somebody, stay in charge. Stay in charge. And I want you to understand, every tomorrow has two handles. We can take hold of it with the handle of anxiety, pain, disruption, confusion, all of those bad, negative things, or with a handle of faith, a handle of faith, a handle of faith. And so I want to close with that because God is going to direct the steps of the godly. Okay. He's going to direct your step, and he delights in and that's the word of God. He delights in every single detail of your life. And so don't move into this pain-free zone without acknowledging who he is, and that he is the author and the finisher of your faith, and that he's never going to leave you or forsake you. He's there to uphold you. Listen, with his righteous right hand, he's there to heal you. He's there to direct you. He's there. That pain-free zone that you are aspiring to get to, talking to the physical pain individuals today. Do not go anywhere, one step, one move, one thought without having God, the sovereign God, the most high God, in the core, the center of your healing. All right? The center of your healing. Knowing that he's guiding doctors, he's guiding those treatment plans, he's guiding everything. 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 And his word, glory to God. It says, I delight in every detail of your life. So tell him the details. Tell him what he already knows, that you acknowledge the details and that you need his help, his guidance, you know, his favor, his grace. You need it all from him. So I love y'all. I pray that this was helpful for those of you that are going through any type of physical pain. Any type of physical pain. I want you to flex your faith muscle today. Please flex your faith muscle, because fear looks, but faith jumps. Fear looks, but faith jumps. And you will begin to go to places where you never thought you'd be able to go because of your faith in God. Because you have faith in God, you will go further and you will go longer. I love y'all. Make it a great day, and happy Wednesday.